Oh, yo. Hi, it is Tease. Good day, good afternoon, good evening. Hope all are well. Hope all are safe. I'll try to say this in one breath. But you know how a lot of people say, okay, what they won't do. You know, for instance, oh yeah, if somebody run up on me or if somebody hit me, or I would, or not that. Even though that is kind of the same thing, but what you won't do, like okay, for instance, those who eat meat, you'll get some people are like, okay, I would never eat meat, or I don't eat meat, or I would never do that until you get put in a pickle to where it's like, okay, you either eat meat or starve, or you either eat your friend or starve. Those would be the ones that eat you before they eat that ham sandwich. You see what I'm saying? Or you get the ones, oh, I'll never do nothing strange for some change, or you know, and until they put in a pickle, and then they're the first. That's their first offer. Okay, well, shoot, let's do something strange for some change because do you really have that 2-3 weeks to make the money before you know what I mean? For the other bills kick in. So it's kind of like, yeah, you say what you won't do. I only mention that because there was a guy. He was pretty much saying he was so cold. I guess he snuck out to see some girl, and he took the bus to go see her, but he ended up missing the last bus. So the last bus that was coming through, and he's somewhere in a cold town. So he's up in the Midwest somewhere, and I know how cold it gets. I remember the snow piles being, when they call themselves shoving them up the snow piles will be like 20-30 feet high, like literally, like that's all the snow from getting swept and put all in these piles. And I remember in Illinois, like the snow pile, it hasn't snowed like this in years, but I remember the snow will be so high to where it'll probably snow feet at a time, so maybe 5 feet at a time. It'll be so high to where there's a cliff too, like on my at my dad's property, like pretty much at his house. It's like a cliff, so it's like level, so you have to go down the stairs or down the hill to get to this bottom part of the property. So it'll look like I say it'll snow so much to where pretty much the cliff will be filled with snow. So if you want to, you can jump over the cliff. You know, instead of taking the stairs or the hill, you can jump over the cliff to fall into the snow. And as children, this is what we were doing. Like me and my 30 siblings, we would literally, that was our entertainment, sledding down the hill that goes all the way down the hill. And that's if the snow isn't too damn high, or you'll get the whole, okay, let's jump over the cliff because the damn snow is so damn high. And and we still had to go to school too. It wasn't, it's freezing or it's snow up to your ears. Like, okay, yeah, be at that bus stop by 7. Yeah, so yeah, that's how it is up north. So he said he was so cold that he said he said if he would have he would have done anything to get warm. He's like, yeah, he had on he said, I remember I had on some pants with some holes in it, had on a windbreaker. So he pretty much had on all the wrong things to be coming out into the snow. And he came out into the snow and almost got stuck in the snow. He's like, well, damn, do I freeze to death? You know, and have to take, maybe have to walk an hour to where freezing cold, to where like now your limbs are almost frozen, or call your dad and just get a whooping. He was like, well, he said, well, he virtually just called his dad and got the whooping. He's like, yeah, I'll go ahead and take the whooping. He was so cold. He said he got so cold that he said if a limousine would have pulled up and asked him if he wanted to be warm, he said he would have gotten into that limousine. He said, you know, if a strange limousine pull up, if a strange request would have came for him to get warm, he would have took it. So yeah, so I'm saying that. Yeah, people say, but they ain't gonna do it till you get put in a pickle. Like, oh, wow, I wouldn't just sit there and let somebody rob you until somebody literally bust up on you, come out of nowhere, catch you. Why you saying and got a gun in your face? Yeah, you probably will follow suit and do what the hell they tell you to do. You know, like I say, and even there's a situation with people who are strapped and ready, but you still got something still calls you to not reach for your gun in enough time. So like I say, you're armed and still got put in a situation. So it's like, yeah, people, you say you ain't gonna do it until you get put in that pickle. Yes, I found that really interesting how people say, you know, you say what you won't do. And honestly, with me, I'm thinking, see, I'm pretty adventurous, but there are some things I probably like, yeah, to me, some things just aren't that serious. Like I say, to me, I wouldn't feel like, even when it is time to do something strange, it's like, especially for some change, it's like, you can ask somebody for $20-$30, you know, but some people will do something strange for that $20-$30. But I'm like, yeah, to me, it was just like, I don't know, like when it comes to doing something strange, you know, to me, I just wouldn't know. Yeah, I don't know. But then again, though, some people can use your situation. Like again, like, oh, how bad do you want to come out the snow, or need a place to stay? And yeah, maybe I don't know, but it's like, yeah, some things I'm like, that's why I just try to I try to avoid the pickles, because I'm like, yeah, that is true. You say what you want until you do get put in a pickle, and you're like, well, damn, I just might do something strange. Yeah, but yeah, even Even behind bars, they're like, hey, there's nowhere in the world I would have a boyfriend behind bars. But even me too, I would say the same thing. I would say that I would consider myself non-homosexual, but there is nowhere in the world. I know just on the outside looking at, there's nowhere in the world you could be serving 30 with me and I'm just sitting there and we're the same roommates. And I'm just sitting there, and not gazing into your eyes. I'm not saying if I were a man, that's what would be me. I'm just saying that realistically, I would be. I don't know. I forget. Nah, let me shut up. But I don't know. Some people are like, I couldn't do it. And back to that whole, what you wouldn't eat meat. Like I say, that those same people who, I don't care how hungry, I couldn't eat meat. But it's like, yeah, you wouldn't eat. No, you eat your friend before you eat that ham sandwich. Like I said, that same ones who. Yeah, the vegans or vegetarians, what do you want to call themselves? Yeah, those are the human eaters, one way or the other. Yeah, either they're. I tell you, people are interesting. I'm telling you. And yeah, you think I'm being funny? I'm being dead serious. If you just think about it, like, okay, I'm the person that don't eat meat. Like, I don't eat meat. I don't do blood or none of that. Like, I would be the one that pretty much will be out there. Peter would love me. But then again, though, I'm eating humans one way or the other. And probably not necessarily with fork and knife. They, you know what I mean? They, put it this way, their taste buds get stimulated in other ways other than food. And I'll just say it. I'll just keep it clean. Like I said, yeah, those would be the ones. Those would be the ones with doo-doo in their teeth and yeah, eating other parts. But yeah, whatever. But like I said, but then again, they don't. But they don't do it. They don't eat meat, but they'll eat your doo-doo. Like, okay. Stuff like that. Like, your main, like I said, your biggest vegans or vegetarians, whatever they are, yeah. And not all of them, but enough of them are, you eat mystery meat. But anyway. Yeah, that is interesting. Like, but you wouldn't. That's why it's good to be prepared, though, because I don't want to be like, damn, I would never do nothing strange for a ride or for some heat. I was like, okay, well, I'll keep a space heater and a generator and in a tent, like I said, you get closed up and confined, then okay, you can stay warm. And like I say, sometimes it does get cold, like damn, I'm cold. Like the next, I would hitchhike, because some people are like, oh damn, it's so cold. I will hitchhike, even though on a regular day I would never do this, but it's so cold. Like, okay, I would rather go to ride. So yeah, you really won't do it. No, won't know what you would do. But I would say just prepare for the things that you wouldn't want to do, just so you don't have to end up doing something strange if you get bluff called. Yeah, I think my biggest thing was, because I don't like being cold. So I wouldn't say, okay, you put somebody in the freezer. That's another thing, too. Put them in the freezer long enough, you'll change your mind. Yeah, so I'll just be like, okay, I'll just avoid the ice or get used to the ice, Even though I grew up in cold environments, born in the winter, and I'm like, I don't care what kind of cold it is. I don't do no type of cold. But, yeah, it's interesting. Yeah, give me some peppers and spices to go through my blood. That keeps you pretty hot too. Spicy food. Give me some cayenne pepper or something. But what they won't do. Something they do. Yeah, I'm thinking the main thing is like, okay, I won't do anything strange for some change, or I won't eat just anything, or I won't talk to them or ever call them. It'd be something like, oh, I would never reach out to somebody who punched me in the face, and then maybe the next day you marry them. So it's kind of like, I don't know. You say it until your bluff get called, and then it's another story. Yeah, I mean, there's so many things in so many ways and so many like scenarios. What you wouldn't do. And I remember years ago, this was probably, I would say at least 20, but maybe 20 years ago, give or take. Remember B2K, it was the group B2K, and I was a fanatic, like literally like a crazy fanatic. I'm like, okay, it's like it's overly like all the posters, all the like literally, oh, that's cool, that's Raz B, that's JB, like a psychopath with it. Yeah, so I'm literally a fan like that, to the point where like, okay, I think it was me, my sister, my cousin, like, okay, we're gonna go to this B2K concert. Oh, okay, cool, sounds good. Okay, B2K will be in town on this day. Oh, let's go to the concert. And then we get to the concert. I'm thinking by the time we got either the tickets were high as hell, or it was something to where it's like, okay, do we really want to go to this concert, or it was, I don't know what the catch was. Either it was higher than what they said, or maybe long. It was something that was that was just like, okay, well, do we really want to go to this concert? So we were there at the gate, and then you can hear like the music and stuff. Like, okay, you probably got music in the background partying or whatever the noise in the background. I'm like, okay, yeah, well, do we have to go? No. Until we heard a guy, whatever, like, oh, hey, how y'all doing? Out there? And I was like, oh my God, that's Raz B, even though I didn't know who the hell it was, because I'm just hearing it. So I'm like, oh, let's get the ticket, you know? So it's like, we did all that talking about we ain't gonna get the ticket until somebody get on the mic that sounds like the party starter, and then now we're in line, you know? So it's just like, you don't say what you won't do. Yeah, like I said, there's a lot of things that I say I won't do, and I will try to see to it that I don't, but I wanna be able to say it with a straight face that I'm not gonna do it. Yeah, cause some things I would be like, nah, cause it just like I don't, yeah. Especially if it's like, yeah, cause me, I'm a very mental person. Like, I would look at it and I'm like, yeah, but what about before and after? Cause my thing is, if I know I will be looking and feeling nasty, or if I will be dead inside after doing this, like, to me that would be pointless. I could just blow my brains out if that's the case, you know. So it's like, to me, it's some things that, like I say, back to doing something strange for some change, but it's like, I wouldn't have to do nothing strange for $20, $30. You know, I can ask somebody or still, you know, I would have other options versus having to do something strange for $40, $50. You know, some people, they will, you want $40, $50, and they gonna need 40, 50 minutes of your time. That I was just like, no. Yeah, I can. Yeah, to me, I was like, okay, I would rather ask for the money or steal the money than do something strange for a little money. Because there's one thing to just do something strange for, like, okay, now you're the queen of the world, you know, that's different. You didn't say all that. No, I'm just that would be different. Like, okay, yeah. But $20, $30, like, I'm not saying you have to do something strange to get somewhere, but like I say, people do it too. Like, I know some people say, oh, they literally had to quote unquote work their way up to the top, and I'm just like, is it worth it though? Is it worth the rash? Maybe it is if you can pay for it, but yeah. But I would say if there would. Okay, one thing I can say for sure, even though I'm sure this has happened, I can say for sure, okay, if I get starving to death, I wouldn't eat a human. I wouldn't be like, or at least not knowingly, because I'm sure I've probably eaten a human one way or the other, because especially, like I say, with eating fast food and Chinese food, and I was a big fan of like Chinese food and fast food, so it's like, oh, it wouldn't be unusual to see me walk around with fast food or Chinese, and so I'm like, yeah, so there's no telling what the hell I was eating. Because even with the dumplings, and when you get the one with the combination rice, you'll get something like, okay, yeah, that does kind of look like this or that, and then they'll tell you it's chicken, but it's like, I was like, I'll be looking like, okay, yeah, I know what chicken looks like and feels like, but it's like, you're gonna tell me it's chicken, but I mean, it's good, but it's like, just don't tell me it's chicken, no, you know. And then the dumplings, I don't know what that meat is, and the dumplings, they're good. I ate it, but I don't know what the hell that was, but it was good, you know. So it's like, yeah. But like I say, in a openly knowing, okay, I'm eating a human, no, that's for sure. I can say that for sure, no matter how starving I am. 'Cause I'm like, no, because it just, to me, I just wouldn't get any. I wouldn't get any nutritional value, and then nor will I wouldn't be interested. Like, I'm not that hungry. Like, I probably would just starve to death. It's not, and I'm sure you're not that good. Not even with soy sauce, like what that guy said. So I'm just like, yeah, no. And there's some people that will, yeah, because they eat people all the time, either raw or depending on how you cook them. But I'm just like, no. Yeah, I'll find a leaf or something. Yeah, do a more natural diet. Yeah, let's see. So food, you would never. Oh, also too, like putting pickles too. People, I would never run around naked. There's people who've been in like situations to where it's like, okay, in order for you to you have to, or if you're on fire or something and you have to take your clothes off and run around crazy, or you spilled some soup or something on your lap, like, yeah, you would jump around, and if you have to, you will take your pants off. One lady did that too. I don't know if they were at a bar or something. They had liquor, but they lit the liquor on fire, but poured it all over this lady's. It probably happened more than once to a man and a woman, but it went all over her. So she was doing the whole, okay, I'm pouring liquor in your mouth. So it's liquor everywhere, but then they lit it on fire. So as it's going everywhere, so the liquor is going everywhere, but it's set her clothes on fire. So she literally have to jump out of her clothes and wailing around. And like I said, that's liquid fire. So that means by you even taking your clothes off. I was like, This is why I like to, yeah. Because even with like pictures too, that's like one of the reasons why I don't take pictures, because it's like, And that's another thing too. I wouldn't take a picture. I mean, unless it's a mug shot, like they literally force you to take those. But I'm like, yeah, I wouldn't take a picture. Who would take a picture? Like, no, because every time I take pictures, it'll be the worst picture, and that'll be the one that's being displayed. I'm like, I would say that. No, I would never take a picture. No. I mean, anyway. All right. Shut up. I was just wondering if there's anything else that people say they wouldn't do, you know. But you probably would put in a pickle, like you said now, but in a pickle you probably would do it. Especially if there's a gun to you. Oh, let's say you wouldn't do it. You really wouldn't do it. But if there's a gun to your head, you would. So I don't know. I guess try to condition yourself to where you won't do it in a pickle, if that makes sense. Anyway. All right. But I hope all are well. Hope all are safe.